Hello and welcome to the Ventura Rock Spot. Ventura Rock Spot spotlights artists in and around the 805 or artists performing or recording in the 805. You can learn more about our episodes at www.VenturaRockSpot.com. I'm your hostess, Christine Law, and we are here today with the Minibar Project. Marty Van Loan and Jeff Evans, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Nice to be here. Thank you, Christine.
So you two have been playing for a long time, all kinds of genres, all kinds of songs, all kinds of different songwriting. How did that come about?
Well, we worked at the same place, and one night Marty said, come up and let's have a jam session. And it was before you even really played, right?
I had drums. I had a drum set.
And
so he brought his guitar over.
Yeah, we played a little bit, and then we did this great comedy skit. Like, we recorded on a cassette this comedy skit that was just like, it kind of cinched our relationship because we both had the same sense of humor, and it was just fun. And the music carried on after that. We just started.
That was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I can see that there's this great chemistry between the two of you. When it comes to songwriting, how does that dynamic work with the two of you? Does someone come up with a concept and someone come up with lyrics? Tell me the genesis of your songs.
Boy.
Well, over the years, I'm more of a lyricist. So most of the time, the lyrics are mine. Jeff will send me, or he'll record something guitar-wise on his phone and send it to me, and I'll write to
sometimes
that.
with a melody, sometimes without a melody, and he'll write lyrics to
it. Sometimes he'll be humming along, and I'll write lyrics to that, or sometimes he won't, and I'll just make something up, and
that's how it usually works.
Yeah,
and then Marty will write an entire song and just send it to me, and then I'll add some things to it. But
well, like on this last album, that was the case most of the time because we never got together once to record the entire album. So I was writing and sending him songs, and then he was playing everything else on them, and basically making them come alive, so that was, but, when we used to be able to get together, like we're going to very soon again, like right now, obviously, it's nice just to sit and kick stuff back and forth, playing.
Yeah.
So
you get that sort of springboard off of each other, and the ideas get better and better. And
so there's also the magic that happens in the studio and the sound engineering side of it. So tell me how that part works.
Well, mainly with him because I'm lost in the studio. I can sit here and say, "Oh, I think you should turn that up a little bit," but really, he's the guy in the studio.
Yeah, when it comes to mixing, obviously the recording process is something that's something that I usually will take on by placing microphones and getting sounds and stuff like that, and manipulating sounds or whatever. Mm-hmm. But in the mixing process, it's really 50-50 where, even if he couldn't be here during this last record, I would send him a mix and he'd say, it's great, but, do this, and that. And then, and he'd send it back to me, and that would, again, cause me to go, oh, but what if we did that, and we just get it to the best place we could. And that's usually how it works,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'd like everybody to see the video called California. This song is so much about the 805 and the experiences, I think, of everyone in the 805 over the past few years. It really hit home for me. And I was just so glad to hear that someone actually wrote a song about us here in the 805.
Looking to the future is like looking to the past. Nothing's gonna change it, and nothing ever seems to last. So why don't we just sit here, happy in the moment, yeah, and watch this sunset, and watch this sunset. Waves don't worry, birds don't worry, the fish don't worry, and we just worry all the time. I wish I hadn't said that. hope we get to go there. I hope the earth ain't too flat. I wish I were a millionaire. Heads in the clouds, hearts underground, and ashes, ashes falling down. Life is more than loss and gain, and I may never see you again if California falls into the sea. Stars get older, trees get older, we're all getting older. But we're just little kids inside. Take me to the seashore, let me wear the king's crown. Yeah, everybody's on the top floor of a house that's burning down. Heads in the clouds, hearts underground, and ashes, ashes burning down. Life is more than loss and gain, and I may never see you again if California falls into the sea. Life is more than loss and gain, and I may never see you again if California falls into the sea.
All right, that was awesome. I just love how all of the instrumentation came together in that song. When it comes to instrumentation, how do you choose the instruments that you're going to use on a piece?
That's, yeah.
Well, since I only play acoustic guitar and drums, I'm very limited in my choices. So, you know, you go with the feel of it. A lot of times, you know, Jeff will be like, I hear, you know, so like a Hammond organ on this, and it's just because.
Yeah, and it just strikes you as like, you know, as a musician, it's like the lyric will hit you with a certain imagery, you know, and
Sure.
So you just sort of paint that picture with the music as well as best as you can, you know. So usually that's how it goes. I mean, this one was a very simple, California was a very simple song where, you know, it was just acoustic guitar, electric guitar.
Yeah, on the album, it's electric guitar and acoustic guitar and bass.
Yeah.
But very simple, very stripped down.
Yeah.
And you know,
Really simple,
when we did it live, it was just 2 acoustic guitars. So it's
Awesome.
it lends itself to that. It's a folk song.
Yeah. I wanted to tell everybody about the video Losing America. It's really deep and elegant and courageous. How did that song come about? How did you put the pieces together? And I don't know, I guess, have the courage to actually record it and bring it to us.
Well, I mean, you know, of course, it started with George Floyd, which ended today.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though this broadcast won't broadcast for a while. But
yeah, so yeah, but on the day that we were recording this, that came to a good ending.
Yeah.
And you know, it was the whole political structure of the country falling apart, and it was just heartbreaking every single day to get up and to be a songwriter and not to write about that. And that's it. We never write political songs. I mean, we just as a general rule, we never write political songs. But it was just like every day a slap in the face. It seemed like, and it was just so hard not to write something. And after a while, it was just so depressing. You know, I mean, basically, the song came out of anguish. You know, I mean, these were hard times. And then, you know, you throw the pandemic in on top of that, and it's just.
It was a rough year, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play the piece. It's Losing America by the Minibar Project.
I've never been the patriotic kind. My accidental birthplace was never on my mind. I've always understood pride goes before a fall. I came of age with Vietnam and Nixon after all. I understand utopia's just another dream. I never cast my line into that sentimental stream. And still it's sad to watch it crash and burn this way. Losing America, losing America, losing America. I never really bought into that good old days theme. Every generation has its hardships and its dreams. Every single person wants happiness and love. We fool ourselves if we think it's coming from above. I realize there's nothing new underneath the sun, and we're not the first to feel betrayed and overrun. But there's always been this idea in our hearts that we held dear, the idea that it couldn't happen here. Losing America, losing America, losing America.
So I know that you said that you don't often write political pieces, but I find a lot of the work that you do in Songs from Exile, even more so maybe than your previous albums, there seems to be a lot more feeling and emotion, and maybe not so much discovery, but expression of the really deep feelings I think that all of us have started to discover within ourselves, especially this last year. Can you tell me a little bit about how you think you're evolving as songwriters?
Wow. Well, I mean, just like Marty said before the last song played, that just the whole political situation in this country and the divide, it hits us all really deep, you know, no matter what side we're on. It just hits us in a deep place. And, you know, I think we've just forgotten how to sort of take care of each other, you know, in a certain way. And that's kind of what we're striving for on this album, is just to put a message out of not only hope and despair in some instances, but just positivity, and like, you know, we gotta love each other.
Yeah, there's hope in all of them. You know, there's always hope in these songs. I hope.
Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah, good. And I mean, our songwriting hopefully has been evolving. When we put this band together, it was 10 years ago, and we didn't put it together to be a band. We never play. We play once a year. We play once every 2 years. Whenever we put an album out, we put 5 albums out, and every time we put an album out, we do 1 gig.
Okay.
Maybe two. And then we start writing again, because right from the beginning, it was a writing project. We wanted to write better songs. And I still want to write better songs. I mean, I want to do that for the rest of my life. I want to write really good songs. And someday I will.
I think
I have faith, you know? So, I mean, I hear, you know, songs, they just move you. They change your life. They make life worth living a lot of times. And I've always felt that ever since I was a little kid. And it's just like, if you can do that, if you can write a song that moves people and you know, it's so great, you know.
It's what it's all about, I think.
Yeah.
You have some beautiful songs on the Songs from Exile. It's really wonderful. And so I'd like to play another song for everyone. This one is called Such a Shame.
Alone and wonder if you ever cared. It's true that you can't take it with you when you go, but as you know, I wasn't going anywhere. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. I'm such a moth, you're such a flame. A pile of ash, our love became. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. All the gin joints and all the towns and all the world, in you came, you dealt the game, you surely won. I missed the boat, that's all she wrote. I miss you, girl. I'm bad at cards, give my regards to everyone. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. I'm such a moth, you're such a flame. A pile of ash, our love became. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. Say you're only kidding, girl, and I don't care if it's true. I'm staring at these 4 walls and all I see is you. Now I'm staring at this empty bottle, make my dreams come true. I'm such a moth, you're such a flame. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. It's such a shame, a pile of ash, our love became. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. It's such a shame, I'm such a moth, you're such a flame. It's such a shame, it's such a shame. It's such a shame, a pile of ash, our love became. It's such a shame, it's such a shame.
Okay, that was a wonderful video. I think everybody who will see it will be amazed by it, and I just loved it. Let's talk a little bit about the title track, Songs from Exile. Tell us a little bit about the making of the video for the title track.
Well, that again was the same. Well, actually, a lot of it had my family in it this time.
Oh.
There's a scene with my wife and I dancing in a hotel room with masks on, and then there's my wife and my daughter and my mother and father-in-law swaying to the music with masks on. And then there's also Jeff and his wife Brenda dancing out here in his backyard. So, you know, we used a combination of different things for that one. And then just scenes that I picked up, you know, on Pexels mostly.
I really love that video. I mean, it's just, there's such a great joy to it in spite of everything that was going on at the time, you know, with the pandemic and all, and everybody being locked down, you know, quote unquote. And there's just really, I mean, some of those scenes, I especially love the dancers at the end where, I don't know, they're just so joyous, you know, and it's wonderful.
And the title track, right from the beginning, we were calling the songs from Exile.
Yeah, before we had
them. We didn't have a song, and then we thought, well, that's a good title. We should actually write a song, you know, for that, because that's what we were doing basically. Is just writing songs. Me from my bedroom up in Ojai, and him from his studio here. You know, so you know, that's
all we could do.
All right, so here it is. Songs from Exile, the title track from the Minibar Project.
The wind is whistling down the street, it's singing in the trees, and I'm listening to see if my name is in the breeze. Now that may seem unlike me, and it's unlikely, but it's true. Just as every person holds a crowd, well, there's a thorn in every crowd, and there's a world in every town. And as the curtain falls, after a little while, songs from exile, songs from exile. Here inside these walls, your loving eyes and smile are all I need for this. Songs from exile. What's out of sight's not out of mind, especially these days, so invisibly confined, so much beauty on display. Here's the spring in all its glory, may its story never change. Everything is different yet the same, so much is gone and still remains, so much wonder every day. As the curtain falls, after a little while, songs from exile, songs from exile. Here inside these walls, your loving eyes and smile are all I need for these songs from exile. Falls after a little while, songs from exile, songs from exile. Here inside these walls, your loving eyes and smile are all I need for these songs from exile. And as the curtain falls, after a little while, songs from exile, songs from exile. Here inside these walls, your loving eyes and smile are all I need for these songs from exile. They're all I need for these songs from exile.
So Jeff, you have a music studio and you also have a garden, a beautiful garden. Do you still have that?
I do, yeah. I just got my my summer garden planted and got some stuff growing out there right now.
All right. So Marty, what do you do when you're not doing music?
I paint.
Yeah, he's a great painter.
Yeah, just this last year I did a bunch of paintings, which generally I wouldn't have had time to do, but since I lost my job, painting and writing songs. You know, that was one of the things about the pandemic that was actually positive.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it caused so much suffering, but on the other hand, it also gave a lot of people time to, I mean, I would never be bored in life. You know, I was going to do something. And so painting, yeah, that's.
You mentioned that the Minibar Project doesn't play very often, but you tend to, when you release an album, you'll also do a performance. And now that things are starting to open up, are you thinking that Minibar Project will be performing?
Well, we just did a gig at the Underground in Ojai.
A live streaming
Gig, which is the strangest gig in life.
Playing to nobody, which is weird, but you know, you've got a few cameras in front of you and that's it.
Yeah, but on the other hand, people were able to tune in from all around the world. Yeah. And so, you know, we had literally people from all around the world that tuned into that show because you could tune in not only the night of the show, but for 2 weeks afterwards. And so,
yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool. Yeah. Yeah,
you think we'll do that again?
Yeah, we're going to do it again.
Yeah, next time, most likely they'll be able to have an audience, but they're also going to stream at the same time. So there'll be the potential of worldwide viewing, but also playing in front of a live audience. So that'll be even better. You know?
Yeah, and maybe we'll even get a band together.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
we'll look forward to that.
Yeah,
all right.
It would be great.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the Minibar Project's website. I love this website. When I went to the website, what I saw was a bunch of liquor bottles lined up on top of a studio. And I said, oh, the Minibar Project, I get it. It's a wonderful website. Could you tell us how to find your website and where else we might find your music?
Yeah, well, it's the minibarproject.com. And
watch our album
stream
there.
all the videos there.
Yeah, there's a video for each song, or you can just listen to our album there if you choose to.
Yeah. Where else are we?
It's
all the streaming platforms. You know.
Yeah,
we're all.
We've come to the end of our interview.
Well, there's also photos from the 4 gigs we've done on there.
Oh.
Kidding.
So on your website, folks can see not only the videos we saw tonight, they can see past videos and they can see some live gigs, right?
See some live photos, yeah.
Hey, yes.
And live videos as well.
Live videos as well, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we've come to the end of our get together with the Minibar Project. On behalf of the Minibar Project, GWCProductions, OurVenturaTV, and VenturaRocks.com, I'm Christine Law. Thank you so much for watching, and may you have sweet sounds.
See you, Jeff.
Bye.
Bye.
Jeff, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Good to see you guys.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah, you too. Bye.